you don't turn your head twice. You get into my mother's neighborhood and you see the same outfit on a black lady, and you're just like, wow, the world just shifted. Everything just stops. Like, oh wow, look at that. And that's why they mad. I'm convinced.
Joyhdae.
Ryan. Virgo season. Yeah. This about to be one of those ghetto episodes. I don't know why it's right now, for transparency's sake, it's June 14th. That's the date that we are recording this episode. Why am I still suffering with allergies today? I don't get it. It don't make sense. I thought it was done by this point.
It should be, but Mother Nature is not really rocking with us on all aspects because the weather has been like up and down. Like one day it's 80, then you wake up in the morning, it's 55. And it's not even like a warm 55. It's like I need a light jacket 55. You know what I mean? Like giving me
Right,
fall
right,
vibes.
right,
I don't know
right.
what y'all did to her, but apologize immediately because I'm ready.
I ha-
I'm ready for
I ha-
summer
I
at this
have
point.
allergies or some sort of cold or some sort of COVID-24 or something, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with me. So if for some reason I have uncontrollable sneezing and then you get a sign off, just know that your boy Ryan had to go to the emergency room. I don't know what's going on today.
Wait a
Anyway,
minute. Have you heard of the new sexually transmitted form of ringworm that is reported in New York?
excuse me. Excuse me, Jude. I mean, I only have one partner, but like, I mean, what?
It's called trichophyton mentagrophyte type 7 or TMV7 is a sexually transmitted infection that can appear in the groin area and can be itchy. It looks like a circular red patch of skin. It's new. And according to Dr. Kaplan, an assistant professor at NYU, what makes this case a little bit different is it is a type of ringworm that can cause more inflammatory type lesions, and it can occur in the groin area or the genital area. It's an infection that comes from the same fungus linked to conditions like ringworm, jock itch, and athlete's foot. So far, one reported case has been found in the United States, and it's been where? New York City.
Jade, I thought you were setting me up for an auntie joke. I really like what, Jade? What is going on? Nah, this is a real thing. Like what? What? We finding
Yep.
new sexual transmitted diseases
Yep.
in 2024? Oh my lord. Oh, yo,
And
and y'all, can y'all imagine if I was outside right now? Can
yeah.
you imagine if I was outside and I had dreads and I
Mm.
was in my hot boy summer phase? Can you imagine? What? Yeah, nah. The Lord knew. The Lord knew to make me bald and to
Yeah.
get me
So,
married off and give
I
me two
mean,
girl children. He knew. He knew. She knew.
they have
They
not
knew.
reported. Oh, okay. Well, he's gay, or he could be bi, but it's a man in his 30s noticed itchy lesions after a trip to England, Greece, and California, where he said he had sex with multiple male partners. Cases did pop up
Oh
last year in France.
my.
Earlier cases were linked to those in contact with sex workers in Southeast Asia. So
Oh no. Oh no.
please be careful because
No.
things like this spread because people spread themselves. So just
This is why I stay inside. My
yeah,
wife
y'all
is a
want me
nice lady.
outside.
What I did there. You didn't see what I did there. Anyway, continue. My wife is a nice lady. I like her,
Yo, I haven't
and
said this
staying inside.
enough. I have not said this in a while. I want her to hit you in your solar plexus because leave that lady alone. Okay?
I
Leave
told
that
you.
lady alone.
I told you. I'm in rare form today.
I
We'll see how today
cannot.
goes.
Before we start,
Uh huh.
I had done this a couple of weeks ago, and then the audio got warped, and I kept meaning to do this again. I have to give a shout out to a listener. I know her as Red. She found us by happenstance, and she's just like always such a great motivator. Like she hits us in the
Word.
DMs with such great words of encouragement that like always comes at the right time. It seems
Word.
like. So I just
Word.
wanted to give a shout out to her real quick at the beginning of the episode, so that if it
Woo,
gets
woo,
warped, we can
woo,
insert it someplace else.
woo. Shout out to Red. Yeah, definitely. I tell you all the time. It's like all the people I know. Yeah, I know y'all, but like the people that I don't know, this makes us feel like we're actually doing something that's reaching people outside of our network. This is
Yeah. Which
like I never thought it was gonna happen. So that's
honestly,
Tap
Even if
myself
it
on the
was
back.
just 3 people, it's like, oh, okay. But there's so many. Like
Yeah,
her, there's
yeah,
Adrian. There's so many people. Y'all are just dope. Anyway,
yeah, word.
am I the asshole?
Yes.
Am I the oh no, this is the one that I want to do. Would I be
Mm.
the asshole for reporting my friend's family business?
Oh
My
God.
friend comes from a relatively affluent family. His parents operate a small business that's very successful. I don't
Okay.
know their numbers, but it's enough to fund a $2 million house and giving their son $3,000 a month allowance plus a $90,000 sports car. I never really knew how their business worked or how they were able to afford such a luxurious lifestyle despite being in a very competitive and low margin industry.
Right.
Well, my friend spilled the beans, and it's tax evasion and breaking labor laws. They
Sounds
don't
about right.
report majority of their cash transactions and keep the sales tax they hold, and they also exclusively hire undocumented immigrants
Mm.
who have little to no leverage. Minimum wage in our area is $15 an hour. They're paying their workers $7 an hour. They also don't get overtime pay or benefits. It just rubs me the wrong way that his family was literally living such an excessive and wasteful lifestyle while they exploited immigrants and pay less tax than me. I'm thinking about recording our next conversation and hopefully getting his dad caught red-handed as well and sending it to the tax and labor department. Would I be
Mm.
the asshole?
This person's trying to get disappeared. That's what they're trying to do. Like, I don't get it. I mean, first of all, why are you asking me? I am not the expert here. Like, what? Like, I'm not about to tell you to snitch on nobody. No, no, thanks, not me. That sucks. But like, it's also very believable. Look at our person running for president right now. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. I'm just saying. So, uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I would be reporting this personally, but I guess to each their own. I
I'm
don't know.
reporting. Nah, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
with
know.
mine on that. I
I
don't
don't know.
know. If you do it though, I would suggest doing it anonymously if you could, and making sure that it's much more general and not very specific to the conversation that you just happen to have with them when when the federale pull up to their house and it's like, we got you on audio, because then they know it's you, and then like Ryan says, like you get disappeared.
I mean,
Um,
you like recording a conversation and then sending it to the people. So, I mean, obviously, they're gonna know it's you because they
yeah,
had that conversation with you. I don't get
I
it.
don't
I,
know.
I, I don't know. I don't know. For me, I got too much to lose. I don't got time. I don't got
Yeah,
time.
I don't know. I don't know that I'm gonna be looking over my shoulder all the time after I report my friend and his
N-
family for something that's not really generally affecting me.
I
And
don't
that
know.
sounds wrong to say because now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it
Right.
like
Right.
then I'm thinking about the poor migrants who probably deserve like they're obviously grossly underpaid. They don't have benefits and they're not even getting overtime. So
Yeah.
like now I feel like I have to do it because but then is it going to make a difference in their life or are they just going to go the other way? I don't know.
I don't
I
know
don't know.
either. I know that what I do know is that once people that are working their way around the law get caught in their game, they just get that much smarter and work their way around the game
Yeah,
once
that's
more.
true.
And so I don't know. Am I right for my stance on this? I don't know. People probably come for me in my DMs, but like I don't know. I'm not about to get disappeared for no reason. Like
Yeah,
this
I
was
don't.
actually no reason. Like this is not my business, and so I
Yeah.
I'm not about to do that.
I don't know. The moral part of me thinking about the migrants is like, yes, I'll be a justice warrior. But then the other side of me is just kind of like, but at least they're earning a living. Like, I don't know. I
Right?
don't know. Like, I don't know.
I ain't speaking to all of that. I'm speaking to me and my safety. That's all. That's all I'm speaking to. I'm sorry. Am I the asshole? Who knows? I don't know.
Yes, Ryan, you're the asshole in this situation. Yes, you would be. Um, there was another one, but I'm gonna save it for next week because I think it plays into like that friend splitting bills conversation.
Oh,
But I
mm.
don't want to waste time on that.
That's a nice conversation.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
that's
interesting.
a good
If
one.
if we need a time filler, let's do
Yeah,
it this episode.
we can circle that back. So this week has been a very interesting week. Allegedly, AI generated porn of Megan the Stallion was circulating, but for me, it was grand opening, grand closing
Mm,
because I heard about it. I saw her cry, but like That was it.
Disclaimer this week. I know a lot of y'all who are listeners from long ago are really upset that I've been doing a little bit more research as of late. I have things to contribute to the conversations as of late. And so I'm going to do y'all a favor this week. I don't know much about nothing going on this week. I'm just I'm just here along for the ride. I'm just saying. So I'm just gonna let you tell me the stories, and I'm gonna be like, "What? You don't say?" Because I don't know nothing about this.
So for everyone else who's like
Okay.
Ryan, who doesn't know,
Uh-huh.
Megan condemned the fabricated sex tape circulating online, calling it really sick and accusing perpetrators of going too far to hurt her. The video appears to be an AI-generated deepfake with Megan's face superimposed onto someone else's body in a sexually explicit clip. It had garnered tens of thousands of views and had been posted on multiple accounts on Twitter. Twitter stated that they are proactively removing the content as it violates their rules against non-consensual intimate media. Which, funny enough, Twitter has also gone a little lax, very lax on porn on the site. So now that's going to be more free flowing on Twitter.
You said have gone lax. Wasn't it always on there?
Yeah,
Like
but
I
it
don't.
wasn't supposed to be, and like they would remove it, and now it's just a free for all.
They
Like there's
would? Are
no.
you serious? I
I
don't
mean,
think so.
to my knowledge, they were supposed to be removing it. I don't know, but I know now there's no law, so there's no Twitter rule about it now. So
Gotcha.
people can
Gotcha.
just which is funny because ain't nothing worse than minding your business on Twitter and just being nosy and just scrolling and then getting hit in the face with the most obscene porn scene that you don't have time for at that moment. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm at work. I'm just trying to be nosy and see who's having Twitter beef right now. And now I
So
got Nash in my face.
so one of my previous jobs, I
Here we go.
gotta keep
Here
hitting
he
y'all with
go.
the previous jobs.
This Jam
I used to,
Mexican.
I used to be an Uber driver for a little bit. If y'all have been in y'all Ubers, they put their phone like up there so that you could kind of see it. So I used to have my phone mounted, and I used to be in a couple group chats that I'm no longer a part of because of this specific reason. First of all, group chats should be outlawed. It should be outlawed because, like, why is my phone ding, 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 ding all day long? Especially if it's more than like two extra people in the group chat. It's ridiculous.
Right.
These people decide that they want to share the most explicit things. And so immediately when the notification comes up, obviously you're not seeing everything in the notification. It's a little thing that pops up at the top of the screen. So
Right.
you're trying to move it off the screen. And guess what your finger does? It clicks in and be like, oh, I know you want to see it. And then all of a sudden, boom, the most explicit stuff that you've ever seen. Not the most professional thing in the world. And that's not going to do well for my 5-star rating. So I got to take myself out of those group chats.
It's happened to me, not in a group chat setting, but like just being at the office, taking a 5-minute break, and you're like, I'm just gonna scroll Twitter. And again, even inside the app, you may go to flick it up, and your finger hits the video, and then all of a sudden excessive moaning is happening, and you can't close out quick enough. You know what I mean? And then it's just kind of like everybody's looking around like, what is happening?
What's that?
Why?
Who did that?
What are you doing? So this is why we can't have nice things. Deep faking has always been something that has concerned me anyway, because
it's going to be the downfall of the world.
It definitely is, because before it was funny deep fakes where you would have like Tom Cruise dancing hip hop or something that you just wouldn't expect Tom Cruise to do. And now people are just getting vindictive and nastier than they had been previously with it.
Yeah.
They had also done something like this to Taylor Swift, which of course when it happened to Taylor Swift, the earth shifted and everybody was, oh my God. And it's been crickets to me since this happened to Megan. She's cried. I don't know why people don't like her. I don't know why they want to see her fall so bad, especially behind Tory Lanez.
I think it's something to do with Black women. First of all, people don't like Black women for whatever reason. Don't know why.
Right.
Then on top of that, maybe it's because y'all got all the features and stuff. Like I was just telling my wife this the other day. We're walking down the street. It's summertime, so people outside in whatever they're wearing. A lot of times nowadays, people are supposedly working out, but so they got the athleisure, tight shorts on and like crop tops and all of that. You go in one neighborhood, you see the people wearing that outfit. You don't turn your head twice. You get into my mother's neighborhood and you see the same outfit on a black lady, and you're just like, wow, the world just shifted. Everything just stops. Like, oh wow, look at that. And that's why they mad. I'm convinced that's why they mad, because they can't do the
Well,
same things. They
I
can't do the
mean,
same things.
well, then take that up with the universe and your gods, because it ain't us. We didn't do it. Like, we just, like, whatever. I don't know
But
why they want to see
sorry,
this
that
lady's downfall, but
I don't know. They don't like black women. They don't like black women that are outspoken. They don't like tall black women. They don't like powerful black women. They don't like, so all of
it's
these
just,
things is what she encompasses, and
which is
so
weird. Which is weird. Like,
a
she
pretty
don't really
black
be
woman. They don't like none.
bothering.
They don't like none of that.
Like, that lady bothers absolutely nobody. Like, she don't bother. All she do, which I think is a great service to humanity, is twerk. And whenever she twerks, I realize I'm no better than a man, because I'm just as encaptured into whatever she's doing than a man would be. And
Right,
thinking to
right.
myself, the Lord knew not to bless me with a Megan's butt. Because if I had Megan's butt,
Oh man.
I'd be out here. She's earning money. I'd probably be doing that shit for free because I ain't got no common sense. You know what I mean? Like, so why are y'all mad? And then not only does she do it,
Uh
she
huh.
gets other women
Uh huh.
with the same type of skill set to
I don't know.
join in gleefully.
Some of them don't have the same type of skill set. Some of them,
They may not
some
have
of
the
them
same
be
type of
struggling.
skill
Some
set.
of them be struggling.
Okay, but not the skill set, but they got the ass.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all
Mm-hmm.
you need to just look at. You know what I mean? And y'all are mad. For what? For what? Everybody cannot be Asada Shakur. That's not everybody's role in life.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
the girl have fun. She ain't
Yeah.
hurting nobody.
Some
If you're
people.
jealous, just sit there next to your man and both of y'all enjoy it. I have never seen asses move the way that I've seen that woman's ass move. And I am enthralled every time.
Some people were put on this earth to be performers, and others to be spectators. Everybody can't be on the stage. Everybody can't be in the audience. Like, I mean,
And this
like,
is a
play your
moment where
parts.
I
Play
am
your part.
gleefully happy to spectate. Do you know what I mean? Like, and y'all want to be
Right.
mad. Then when
Yeah.
she stopped doing it, then y'all gonna be mad that she stopped doing it.
Yeah. Can't win for losing. Can't win for losing.
Come on.
What does that mean, by the way? Black people be coming up with some stuff. What is can't win for losing? What does that mean? Okay.
Yo, we're gonna have to have an episode about that, because great question. Great question. Like, what does that mean? Like, you can't win for losing. What? Right. You can't. Like, what are we
That's correct.
like? Yeah, because you lost. You can't win when you lose. Like,
That's like Gloria Hallelujah talking about, because at the end of the day gotta end. Yes, ma'am.
but that was
Yes.
a bar.
Yes, ma'am.
Nah, but that was a bar. Because listen, when your day is rough, when you are having a rough day, say what Gloria Hallelujah said, okay? Because at the end of the day gotta end.
Plain and simple.
And then you're just like, you know what? Perspective. Tomorrow's a
Perspective.
new one. Tomorrow's a new one.
That's if you
Tomorrow
make it
is
to tomorrow, that's but like, I guess. I guess. Sure.
I already know, Gloria Hallelujah ain't the sharpest crayon, but that was a
Uh-huh.
bar. She
Mm-hmm.
gave me that bar.
Facts.
The dream is being accused of sexual assault and has been hit with a case.
I was I was heartbroken by this. We share the same birthday. Virgos be Virgoing. We very polarizing, as I say all the time. But this is terrible. Terrible to see. And, that's it for the dream. If these allegations are true, more than likely, who knows? I don't know. Whatever. It's sad.
So, for those who may not know, in June of 2023, Shanaz Mangro, a Dutch songwriter known as Channy Monroe, sued the Dream in a California federal court. She alleges that he manipulated her with the promise of career advancement and subjected her to an abusive relationship, including physical assault and violent sexual encounters. The lawsuit also accuses the Dream of rape, sexual battery, sex trafficking, and other abuses, with incidents occurring in 2015 when she was 23. She claims he used his fame to exploit her aspirations as a young artist. I
can say, coming from different aspects of the music industry and the entertainment industry, it's a dirty business.
It is.
It's a dirty
It
business.
is.
And a lot of people have done a lot of different things to get to a lot of different positions. And a lot of people have done a lot of crazy things to try to get to positions that they couldn't get to. People have exploited a lot of people. And I would have to assume that that still continues. I don't know what to say about this. I can't say that it's not true, but we're believing victims, you know. So, yikes, man. Why?
If
Like,
it's
I don't
true,
understand. I don't understand how people in these positions of power don't think that the day of reckoning is actually going to hit them. I don't get that.
because they're in power and they are subjecting people who don't have power, who don't have money, to whatever it is that they're putting them through. I believe victims. I would hope that it's not true, but I'm never surprised when another sexual assault case comes up against any man, unfortunately, just because history and men have proven themselves to not be good.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. I hope that his children are shielded from all of this in some way. It sucks because he is great at what he does, but it's over for you, sir. Like, any projects moving forward, I can't support. It's just,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not doing that.
It's terrible. I know people are shaking in their boots right now, quivering in their boots because the way that everybody's getting wrapped up right now, all the
Yeah,
people, they're coming for everybody. So
yeah. You know who's not shaking in his boots? And it always befuddles me that people just be wasting money. Chris Brown. Have you seen his meet and greets that he's having with his fans that he's charging $1,100 for?
if you rewind this show a couple minutes, I definitely told you I don't know nothing. I know nothing today.
This isn't
I don't
even
know anything.
this isn't even on the list, but I've been seeing images of Christopher. See, I could give him his real middle name because I know his real middle name, and
Oh,
it,
you
it
do?
just
You do this week?
Maurice. It's Christopher
Hmm.
Maurice. Christopher Maurice Brown is currently on tour, and he is doing exclusive VIP meet and greets that he's charging $1,100 with his fans, for his fans who are indubitably female.
Uh-huh.
And these women are bringing their Chris Brown is my boyfriend fantasy to life. I'm talking about ass grabbing, like, like the hugged
Oh,
up, hold the
the
cheeks.
same stuff that he's been doing all this
Yeah,
time? Yeah, yeah.
leg up. But I don't think he was charging $1,100. And someone did the math, and they basically said that he could be making like 3.2 million.
Every stop for this tour, every single one. And
I
honestly, I don't know if it's smart or not because people could use these pictures to say he did something, whatever.
exactly.
I don't know, but like, people are not smart, so whatever. Good for you. Get your
I
money, I
just,
guess. Uh,
Speaking of ghetto,
mm.
Hunter Biden, the president's son,
Oh Lord.
was convicted of some crime. 3 felony charges related to his 2018 handgun purchase, which he
How
basically
did
faces up to 10 years in prison for 2 charges and 5 years for the third, with a potential $250,000 fine per charge. I brought this up not because we're going to discuss this at length, but just to show y'all the hypocrisy of the Republican Party. I don't care what y'all say. Okay. These people are hypocritical. Okay. Because they walking around now saying that Joe Biden shouldn't run for president because his son is a convicted felon while supporting a convicted felon who's running for president. What does Hunter Biden have to do with his father
his
being a
father,
president?
this is what I'm saying. His father's out here burning up knowing that he can pardon his son and is telling y'all he's not going to pardon him because of politics when knowing goddamn well that that same convicted felon would pardon any one of his children if this was the case for them. So what are we talking about here?
If
What are we
he
talking about? How did
wins,
they prove that he was a drug addict when he bought that gun? I mean, I don't know. I
well,
guess
because apparently the law is when you are a when you he'd been arrested before for it, so he wasn't. It's like against the law or whatever
right. Right.
for
But
him.
how did they
Even
said that he was on drugs when he bought the gun. Like how did they
um,
know that specific
I don't
time that he
know.
bought the gun he was on? I don't know. I guess
It's
they
just because
had
he used to
details
be a
that I don't
user
know.
of controlled substance.
Yeah.
Whatever. All I'm saying, first
Yeah.
of all, they wasted taxpayers' dollars because
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about Hunter Biden and this gun, because there's so many guns floating around. If we just arresting people for dumb shit, arrest Kyle Rittenhouse's parents for letting that little boy get a gun and kill people during protests because he was protecting a community that wasn't his. All I'm saying is, let's be fucking for real. Y'all came, the Republicans, Joseph Robinette can't run for president because his son, Hunter has literally nothing to do with his father's presidency. But y'all are supporting a man who's literally been convicted of crimes and are telling me he's better.
Not one felony, 34.
34 to Hunter's 3. Okay? All right. I just need to bring that up just to show the hypocrisy. To show the hypocrisy, because they're going to talk about Hunter Biden being a convicted felon with Joe running for president while being behind someone who's also convicted by the same justice system.
Yeah.
But one was fake and this one is real. Uchiwali won Mike Republicans. I will say, though, the Democrats have had me cracking up this week only because when they started like some sessions, Adam Schiff started it off just by saying guilty 34 times when he had his turn to speak. Listen, I'm all for petty behavior, but I need y'all to be petty in a way that's smarter than Republicans, where y'all get legislation passed that looks good and then makes them look stupid. Which somebody did say they should pass a law called Hunter's Law or something like that, like put Hunter's name on it, about gun control, and then let the Republicans vote against it and then be like, but I thought y'all said this was bad. So it's not bad. But anyway, I said that say that.
You know how bored I was with that? I kind of tuned you out a little bit because I just realized you wearing the Jolene shirt. Okay. Okay. All
Shout
right.
out to Cashmere.
Let's go.
So Michael Rainey Jr., who y'all know as the person of power, was on a Twitch live stream last week, hosted by some influencer named Ty James, in which Ty's sister, I don't know if he's his older sister or younger sister.
Before we get too serious in this, so my whole life, obviously my name is Ryan. People have been trying to shorten my name, give me a nickname, trying to shorten my name to Rai. Now, if we're doing just basic math, RY is the same as RYA.
Yeah, it is.
Not shorter. No. But how do you feel about Rai? I don't know how I feel about Rai.
You don't give me Rai vibes. You know what I mean? Like, your personality doesn't say like Rai. You know? Like,
it's giving a strong capital R Ryan.
Yeah, it's just giving like Ryan. Like Rai to me just seems to like,
all right,
it's not you.
If y'all got nicknames for me, hit us in the DMs. Nothing too crazy, nothing too spicy. That's all I'm saying. All my life, I wanted a nickname. Help a brother out. All right, continue.
Now I got to think of a nickname for you. Ty's sister approached Michael and groped his groin and was holding on for a brief couple of minutes there. Right. Very proud of herself.
Yep.
Very, very proud of herself. Yep. Where this young man looked flabbergasted, appalled, scared, shocked, all in one moment.
Yeah.
He ended up leaving abruptly 20 minutes into the stream. Before having the full story, Ty went on his stream basically talking shit about Michael before he left. Or after he left, excuse me, about, he should have finished it out, And then I guess when they ran it back and people was like, nah, your sister OD'd on the young guy. He came in and basically apologized and called his sister's actions inappropriate and unacceptable, expressed embarrassment and disgust, banned his sister from streams, and basically said he respects whatever Michael Rainey Jr. decides to do in the future. Michael then went on his Instagram and basically said that sexual assault is never okay, regardless of gender or status, calling for mutual respect. People want him to press charges, which I do personally think he should press charges. I just want to know, what are we on right now?
2024.
What are we on right now that in any reality,
right,
that would be okay, male or female, that would be acceptable to walk up and grab somebody's groin area with no permission and think that it was just going to be cool?
In Donald Trump's... But for one, let's start it off here. The statement that Ty made and the statement that Michael made are people need to take notes on these statements because those are pretty good statements coming from these
Yeah.
young people. And
Yeah.
I was just like, look at people learning how to deal with like media and these statements. Secondly, definitely he should press charges because this will set precedent. Hopefully, I don't know. People are dumb. I tell you all the time.
Yeah.
People don't have no damn uncommon
Yeah.
sense. So
They
you
don't.
know. So I mean, hopefully, it would set precedents for something like this. There was a lot of people talking about, well, why was he laughing? Why was he doing all of that stuff? I can speak to laughing because I laugh at many, many inappropriate moments. And if I'm mad, I'm laughing. If I'm sad, I'm laughing. If I'm exhilarated, I'm laughing. If I'm tickled pink, I'm laughing. Like all of those things,
Right.
I'm laughing. That's just
Right.
a mechanism that happens for me. My therapist calls me something that she probably coined a laughing depressive.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens, you know. So we can't talk about how people are going to deal with some of these situations. I for one, have a lot to say about a lot of dudes that are out here that are just like, I've been in the industry for mad years or whatever, son, and we've been at different places and people done grabbed and groped us up, and we had to handle that, like, all right,
First of
sir.
all, I love your industry dude voice. I'm just putting that out there.
like
Just
like what, like in what world is this okay? Like y'all are dumb and stupid. Y'all are also the same people that be allowing strippers to essay
twerk
your
on your
5 year olds and
yeah,
your six
twerk
year
on your
olds.
kid. Yeah.
So this is neither here nor
I
there. So I
just
don't know. I don't know.
I just want to know when we're going to get to the point of stop trying to make people the perfect victim. You
Yeah.
literally saw it happen in
Yeah.
real time.
Yeah.
Even if he had a reaction that you think you would not have had, you saw him get victim, like you saw him become a victim in
Right.
real time. And now you're questioning because you never know how you're going to react in a situation, right?
Right.
I'm pretty sure
Right.
he didn't go there with the thought that someone's going to grab his joint and be
Yeah.
like, and let's be real. I hope he presses charges too, because if the roles had been reversed, we would
Yep.
be calling for his head and it would be the end
Yes.
of his career,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
what are we doing? What are we on? Like, what are
what
we genuinely
what are
on right
what are
now?
we on? Yeah, I mean, I want to say a couple things. My sister will tell you, when I was younger, I wanted nothing to do with my younger sister, right? Like
Mhm.
it was one of those things where, especially if I was hanging out with like people my age and we were doing our
Right,
thing. Why are you here? Why are you
right,
here? First off, in the
right,
first place, there was a
right.
bunch of little kids there. Like the kids literally were standing framed in front of this while this was happening. This
Yeah.
was happening right behind their back. Why were they there? Why did your sister do all of this stuff? And why didn't you kick all of them out in the first place? They had no reason to be there in the first place. I don't know. This new generation is a little crazy to me. Um second of all, how 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 I'm about to sound really old here. I'm about to sound really old here, but like we're normalizing a lot that doesn't need to be normalized.
Amen.
we have we have all sorts of music on the radio right now that people ask me why I listen to like 1010 wins and podcasts and like different things in the car, because I can't even turn on the radio in the car, because like how am I supposed to explain some of this stuff to the children when they ask me? This is the inquisitive years. They're asking me all sorts of questions that I don't want to
Right,
answer right now.
right.
Like if we're talking about my coochie pink, my booty hole brown, like on the radio, like what am I supposed to do? Like these children think that this is normal behavior.
Not. It's not. And listen, we are showing our age because we did grow up in the era of Kim. Okay.
we
And
did, but we
she's on
did,
my she's
but
on one of my playlists right now saying how many licks does it take till you get to the center. And that was
But it also wasn't saying to the center of the what? What was she saying?
it
What
was
was
like to the
Cisco
center.
saying?
They would
What was
moan
Cisco
on
saying?
they would moan on the radio. How many licks does it take till you get to the center of the like that's what they would do.
But they're not saying it. What are
No,
they
it's
saying
true.
now?
No, but
What are they
it's
saying
true.
now?
No, they're saying I don't listen to the radio. I haven't listened to the radio in years because I feel like radio personalities are stupid, and it just takes away from the experience. And I listen to all my old school music. I have a couple of newer artists that I listen to now that's on my playlist, but
Right.
I typically just listen to what I like because
We're
people
sounding
piss me
old.
off.
We're sounding
We
old.
are.
But also the older
Even though I
generation
will
had their
say,
stuff too. They had their stuff too.
Gloria Hallelujah, I need you to drop that song that says it's Friday night and it's 95 degrees. I ain't got no N-word and no N-word ain't got me. I need you to drop that because that's going to be my summer anthem. So yeah, I mean, Chuck Berry was definitely out here with his song about his ding-a-ling. It happens, but I mean, he did that for a reason. I just think that we are a lot of people are exposing their kids to things way too early
Yeah.
and aren't focusing on the right stuff. It's actually funny. See, this is why I like us because then we will start talking like real shit. There's a influencer,
Okay.
a Southeast Asian influencer on TikTok
Okay.
she's a mother, she's an influencer, she's married to a lawyer, and they have two kids, a boy and a girl.
Okay.
And she did a prank recently where her daughter told her father that she got a 50 on like a test. And his reaction was like, what is wrong with like what? And she had social media up in arms, like, let the kids have fun, like it's not that bad. And she was basically like, no, we have expectations of our kids. If she were struggling in that class, it'd be a different story.
Right.
She's not struggling in that class. So why do you have a 50 on your test? Right?
Right.
Like, why would you even, something has to be the problem.
Right.
They are very much about their kids being like super educated. So like
Yeah.
they have to read 30 minutes a day. They do schoolwork 45 minutes a day before they're allowed to have fun. It's like built into a day-to-day thing. And then they also do something called Kuman, which I'm sure you know what Kuman
Kumon
is.
is like tutoring, yeah. So
Yeah, and they do Kuman like pretty frequently. And you have people on the internet who are upset at them because they're like, your kids should be allowed to be kids and it's not all this. And they're like, no, my kids have fun, but they also
right.
and in the beginning when he had
say what you
that
want to say.
reaction, I knew I'm glad,
Go
I'm
ahead.
getting the
Go
kind
ahead.
that I want. Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh
Um
gosh.
in the
Here we go.
beginning, when he had the reaction, I was like, oh my God, like relax. But then I thought about it and like how my mother was with me. And then I'm like, okay, I get it. Because like if it's a class that I'm not struggling in and I struggle, like this is not acceptable. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But it brought up a larger conversation to be had at why don't we expect the best and better from our
Yeah.
kids now?
Yeah.
Like, why is it just let kids be kids without
Say what you want to say. All this gentle parenting nonsense is going to send us down. Like the superpower that America thinks that it is rapidly dwindling.
dwindling?
Like say
Yes.
what you want to say about Asians and Southeast Asians, but the emphasis that they put on education and the de-emphasis that they put on all the other stuff like social media and all that stuff is the same reason why your same children are worried about why they can't get the jobs that those people are getting.
Right.
You understand? Like
Right.
it's like this the same reason why these people that make this stuff at the highest level of importance are going to take over the world and you're going to be left behind. We don't have a world-class education in America, which is
No.
supposedly the number one nation in the world and the number
Right.
one economy in the world. Like this trajectory, where do you think we're heading? Like,
No,
yes,
it's
we
sad.
we hated we hated a lot how strict our parents were, but the reason we have any sort of damn sense now is because they were the way that they were. So I
Right.
don't know. I know I'm not gonna. I'm not. I know I'm not out here about to make no record talking about coochie holes and booty holes and like all of that stuff. I know that. I know that.
Yeah. Every time you say coochie hole, it takes me down. um, I agree. I think too, it's this whole fast money, get rich quick mentality of
Hmm.
like, if I have a viral moment or if my child has a viral moment, our lives will change forever without having some substance behind, without your child actually having something, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
to fall back on because it's fleeting. Like you could be hot this summer, doesn't mean you're hot next summer. Do you know what I
Facts.
mean?
Facts.
To that point, you shared something else in the group in our text messages that had me, we people always talk about intent versus impact. And Jay-Z and Rock Nation have decided that they were going to partner with people and donate $300 million to inner city kids or schools or foundations or whatever to get kids to go to private schools in Philly.
Right.
Y'all already know. Okay. He is it. That is my North
Right.
Star. That is my top artist of life.
Right.
GOAT. Okay.
Right. Right.
Does not mean that I will not criticize something that I do not agree with that he
Right.
does. And this is
Right.
something that I do not agree with because basically it's a school voucher program. And when you do things like this, your intent may be to get more inner city kids into private schools, but you're taking away resources from public schools that are already suffering and
Right.
giving those resources to schools that are not suffering
Right.
because their kids and the families that go to those schools can afford.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it feels like one of those things where you cut off your nose to spite your face sort of
Yes.
things, because what happens is the select few of the people that you're trying to help are going to thrive and going to become what your intention is. What that does is it defunds all of the other schools that the rest of the people that can't get into your program are going to have to do. So now they're going to be flocking to those institutions in higher numbers with a lot less resources. They're already packing more and more kids into classrooms than ever before. And so I don't know about you, but there are certain students, me to a certain extent, that thrive off of a smaller classroom situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's going to happen is as they move up in these grades, because all the public schools are doing is pushing these students forward because
Right.
they don't have no place or resources to handle what they got to handle in order to get these people to be on the grade level that they are. So they just got to kind of move them through the system. Um, a lot of these kids are not going to graduate because they are not getting the proper education in order to meet the standards of whatever the graduation is. And
Right.
so what we're going to do is now have a lot more institutionally educated people in the communities that you're trying to save. And now it's just going to perpetuate all the way down the cycle. We're not just talking about school here. We're talking
I
about
just,
the pipeline straight to jail.
yeah,
This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing.
I
But
get the intent behind it. The impact is what's going to be long lasting and is not going to be the result that people think it's going to be. Because at the end of the day, we all know that public schools are woefully underfunded. Teachers aren't getting paid. Classrooms are not only the sizes of the classrooms, but the way some of these schools look. Some
yeah,
of the lack of the just basic lack of resources that these schools have.
yeah.
So why wouldn't you put that up into creating a $300 million fund for schools where they can get the computers that they need and the programs that they need to pay for, and you know creating incentivizing programs for teachers and students that are offering scholarships to colleges based on certain measurables that can be met.
Yeah.
um and I just, I get it,
I
like
know
everyone
there's
wants to do good and I know the intent is good, but
yeah.
the impact is going to be awful. And I wish they would have actually spoken to people in the community
Yeah.
to find out what they want
Yeah.
versus what Republicans are essentially telling you, because school vouchers are not good for us.
See,
It's not.
I can't blame Jay-Z and his group of people that are doing this too much, because the bureaucracy that has to do with the public school system and the government and all of that is pretty intense. There's lots of levels that you got to get through in order to penetrate. And $300 million is not going to do it. It's going to take lots more, lots
Right.
billions and billions of dollars.
Right.
So I can't fully blame them when it comes to that stuff. A rock and a hard place. That's what that is. So
And then I don't like this statement. So they're I'm looking at something that was, I guess she works for the philanthropy end of Rock Nation, but Danya Diaz says, seeing that students are struggling in the public education system within the lowest performing school, we wanted to do something to help the community. This isn't it. Because
Yeah.
if they're struggling in public schools,
Yeah.
where they're probably amongst like-minded people in the sense of where they're
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
educationally,
Yeah.
are we not then kind of making it worse for them, putting them in a
Yeah.
situation where they may be forced to deal with students who are
Yeah.
ahead of them?
We yeah, it's terrible. Like I feel like the money definitely needs to go to teachers first, then resources, then all of the above. Like I think that's the route. This is why Abbott Elementary is doing so well on TV, because it's
Right.
like people are yearning for this type of stuff. You went to private, I went
High
to
school.
you
Yeah.
went to private high school. I went to pretty good public institutions, or pretty good programs in public institutions. And this was happening even back when I was in school. I We had some really good teachers that I lost during school year and my tenure at the schools, because they were just, leaving to go out on the island and like in different places, like on Long Island or different places in different states or whatever, because they were going to get paid better
More. Right.
elsewhere. Um, so now, so now you lose the teachers that give a damn, and the teachers that understand what they need to do, the teachers that have been dealing with the community and really making a difference, due to the fact that they need to feed their own families. And so now they go and lend their talents to schools that don't actually need them. If you get what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It's just,
So this has been happening since I was a child. Can
no,
you
this has
imagine
been
what's happening
happening for
now?
the longest. And it's just weird to me that instead of putting in enrichment program, like investing that money in enrichment programs for these students that can then take what they are learning in these enrichment programs back to these public schools that are properly funded, that we would take it and give it, basically take money from the poor to give back to the rich who
Yeah,
don't need it. Do
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because when I grew up, so I went to Catholic elementary school, and one thing that I was a part of in my sixth grade years, sixth grade and on, was something called the Summer Bridge program. I basically went to summer school for fun and learned English, math, and things like that on a private school campus, right,
right,
in
right,
Riverdale at Riverdale Country School,
right.
because I applied, I got in.
Yeah,
We're losing programs like that, and we need more programs like that where
yeah,
kids can be challenged and they're not on the streets in the summer and they're doing something productive,
yeah,
versus like to your point, like seeing Abbott Elementary and just thinking like, so basically what you're doing is pulling Abbott's brightest stars and putting them in a school where the teachers don't give, they're just another number and face,
right,
versus, you know what I mean, like it just,
right.
again, intent versus impact. And I'm
Yeah,
disappointed in this decision personally, just because I feel like that
yeah.
could have been done
I need to know
differently and
more.
better.
I need to know more information, and I feel like, again, I don't know that you make this big of an investment without actually doing a little bit more like due diligence here. And if they did, then shame on them. But like I feel like they felt that their money wasn't going to do what it needed to do in the current system the way that it is, and they have to fight that in a different way because of the bureaucracy, like I said. And that's
We
my
could
hope.
hope.
That's my
We
hope.
could hope.
That's my hope. So I don't know.
Because also to that point too, it also just depends on who gets in front of you. Right?
Hmm.
Is it easier for someone with the connections to get in front of you and make a pitch versus teachers union from Philadelphia, from a struggling school who just needs funding? Who's going to get in front of you to pitch, and who are you going to actually take that meeting with? Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you're actually
Yeah.
trying to make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so y'all can't say that I'm biased because I'm criticizing my goat. I don't
Yeah.
agree with this decision at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do think it was good intentions, but the impact is going to be horrible
Yeah.
long term.
We're gonna pray for them babies for sure.
We're gonna pray for them babies.
But before we continue, actually, sorry, my it goes to show also my children, they go to the I think the top public elementary school in Brooklyn right now.
Hmm.
Why it is that, I've come to realize over the years, is funding.
Yeah.
the fundraising that happens at this public school, I don't think I've ever been to a school that has raised this much money. Their fundraising goal is in the six figures.
Yeah.
We're not talking about small six figures either. We're talking
No.
about really high six figures for a school that doesn't have, well, like what, maybe 300 students. So we're talking about money. Money is what is going to turn these schools around.
Exactly.
And I don't know that 300 million changes much in the larger scope of things, but you know,
All the billionaires we have, if they gave
yes,
300 million to a
exactly.
bunch of
Good
different
point.
public schools,
Good
it
point.
would make a lot of difference.
Good
You know what I
point.
mean? If you
Yeah.
have access to it and you actually invested it in the communities and not to things that are divesting it from the communities,
Yeah.
it would definitely make a change. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because we have real life examples of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I went to my elementary school was in the inner city. It wasn't like I went to, far away land to go to Catholic school, but it enabled me having a good education system in the city did allow me to go to a private high school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in turn come back to my community and try to better my community. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, so again, it's intent versus impact, and I don't think it's going to be impactful in the way that they think it is.
All
But
right.
that's
Cool.
my 2 cents on that. So Ray J was on Club Shay, and I think it's time for us to get Shannon Sharp some media training, because so Reggie was on Club Shay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And this kind of ties back to the Michael Rainey situation. He talked about the fact that when he was in his teen years, he had a sexual relationship with a woman in her 30s. And he claimed that the woman had cleansed him of his dirt and sin when he was 14 years old. I don't know what dirt and sin.
What does that mean?
Exactly. And he didn't really elaborate on what dirt and sin was, but that's called sexual abuse, Ray J, because there's no reason for a 30-year-old woman to be attracted to and or doing anything of sexual nature with a 14-year-old kid.
Right.
Even if the 14-year-old kid is like, oh, this is fun.
Right.
She's a predator. You were assaulted.
Definitely.
It has been received the way that it should be received, but people just kind of being like, excuse me, and Shannon Sharp receiving some backlash because they didn't really address it. And it was kind of like a
He brought this up and Shannon had nothing to say about this.
There was
at
no
all?
real it was just kind of like you know how like some men will be like, oh yeah, because if my teacher molested me.
Wait, so he had big wrong talk about Amanda Seale's parents and something like this where somebody's actually telling you something that you should know that is vile and you have nothing to say about it at all. Like, yeah, this is why I didn't watch that. This is why I don't watch Club Shay Shay in the first place.
I know that I said that somebody else wasn't the sharpest. Shannon Sharp is literally
not sharp,
the dullest toolbox to have ever existed. This man is dumb. Okay.
Oh my God.
So in the episode, Ray J did not frame it as a abusive or non-consensual relationship, which at the age of 14, it's not consensual. It is not. I don't care how Ray J frames it, it's not consensual. He was 14, teen at the time, and she was in her 30s.
Yeah.
Instead, portrayed it to be as a formative experience that helped him mature. He then discussed his preference for older women and seemed to view the encounter as a positive cleansing rather than exploitation.
I just I'm gonna pray for the viewers. Let's say that, because there's going to be so many. Obviously, he gets millions of viewers now. So many people that are gonna watch that, ingest that, and take it as doctrine or whatever.
Yeah.
This is the way of the world, and we should be proud. They will take it in. They will bring it to their sons. They will bring it to their daughters and be like, this is the right way to do things. And we'll continue to perpetuate this cycle of unwanted advances, essaying, all of those things. and I feel sorry. I feel sorry for us as a people. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for us as a society. It's really bad. Like I've come to the fact now, even down to the fact of for my daughters, I won't even tell them to come hug me anymore. I ask them, "Can I have a hug?"
Right.
Because if they tell me no, I want that no to mean something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
You're
if you
teaching
don't
them autonomy.
autonomy, if you don't want something to happen, it should not happen regardless. Doesn't
That's
matter.
it.
And
That's it.
also at 14, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Your brain is not fully developed until you're midway into your 20s and then you're still dumb. You're just
Yeah.
dumb with a formed brain.
Yeah.
So there's no way at 14 you can tell me that you consented and you were just all good about that. Obviously, you have a preference now because of what happened to you at 14. Your brain was being molded to that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah. You were exploited.
what are we talking
Again,
about?
which may be the episode title. What we on? Okay. What are we on
You gonna
right
stop
now?
naming these damn episodes? I gotta have some input because now that's gonna be the name of the damn episode. Shit. Anyway, go ahead.
They also talked about obviously the Kim K in the sex tape,
That's
which
oh, okay.
I'm tired of y'all talking about it. It
Yeah,
happened,
yeah,
but it was ground shaking when it happened. I'm sure if we look at it now, it's probably all very mid because Kim has the personality of a
yeah.
wet towel.
It was mid, but it was the seed that led to all of where we are in 2024. You see what
The
I did there?
seed.
See what I did there? But that
The
is the truth,
seed.
though. It's the truth, though.
No, I mean he says that
It's
it helped.
literally what happened.
He said he suggested or he speculated on how different the world might be if the tape had never been released, and saying that it probably helped launch the Kardashians' fame. It did.
It also
Kylie would
helped.
probably had her old face. Like it was so many things that would be different right now.
It. Oh my God! I feel like we would have a more tame society
Yeah, yeah,
without that,
yeah,
because what that showed was that, oh word, all I gotta do is be this explicit and I can
yeah,
be a star.
yeah,
Oh, and we were off to the races, and here we go.
yeah.
Coochie pink, booty hole brown. I'm just saying.
Honestly, if
I'm
if
just saying.
YouTube would not red flag and not push the
We
episode
can't
out to
name
the
it that. We
algorithm,
can't
I
name
was
it that.
definitely
We can't name
I
it
was on
that.
the fence with Coochie Pink because that takes me down. But I know YouTube would be like, no, can't
Nope.
do that.
Nope.
He also talks about his attempts to replace Omarion in B2K, his admiration for Usher. He wants to work with Pharrell in the future. He plans to do OnlyFans in the future.
All right.
Basically,
We're done?
I'm gonna wrap this up. Ray J is unintentionally funny because there were moments where he was just like, you just laugh because he's such an idiot. But
Man.
I stop interviewing Ray J. That's really what this is all about.
Yeah.
Ray J he's not contributing anything to anything. Stop interviewing Ray J. That's it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, believable, actually.
Very believable.
So when this comes out, it's the day after Father's Day.
Yes, yes, sir.
I have some jokes. They're not really great jokes. I've had a long week. And so I'm coining these corny dad jokes in
Okay.
honor of Father's Day. All right.
Before you start, father of
Okay.
2 daughters,
Okay.
congratulations on your youngest graduating
Oh, yeah.
recently.
Woo, 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 woo. Going to first
Okay.
grade. Going to
Ow.
first grade. Time is flying by. My God. All right. How did the picture end up in jail?
Oh God, how?
It was framed.
Oh my God. Oh God, these are really corny. Okay. Oh, okay. What kind of music do chiropractors like? Since we're going corny.
What kind of music?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hip hop.
That's it. Did you hear about the paraplegic that shot someone the other day?
Oh God, no.
He put a handicap in their ass.
I think we did this one, but I'm gonna do it again before I get to my dirty ones.
Uh-huh.
What do you call it when a group of apes start a company?
I don't know.
Monkey business.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you we was doing corny dad jokes this week. So
Those are always corny. Unless they have sexual nature, they're always corny. We're going to end on my sexual one. So I'm going to do my corny one right now.
Yeah.
What did the drummer call his twin daughters?
I feel like you told me this already. What?
I may have, actually. And a 1, and a 2.
That's great. That is a great. Okay. How does a guitarist figure out what notes to play?
Oh, God, how?
He picks them.
Okay, I have 2
that went
dirty ones.
That went with your drummer
That
joke.
did. What did the leper say to the sex worker?
Oh, man, my brain is blank today. I don't know.
Keep the tip.
That's a Ryan joke. Oh, touche. Good for you. Virgo Season Show at gmail.com is the email address. Send us emails.
This next one is good for signing off. So I'm
let us know what you like, you don't like, whatever. You can find me at Black Ryan. That's OHBLACKRYAN. And you can find her at Joyhdae, JOYHDAE.
And you can find us on all socials at Virgo Season Show. That's YouTube, that is TikTok, and that is Instagram. It's just at Virgo Season Show.
Boom.
Ready for the last one?
Let's go.
What does the receptionist at a sperm bank say as clients leave?
Thanks for coming.
See, yeah, I like how your balloons play. It's like,
they don't be playing me.
Playing you sometimes, though.
Virgo Season.